Exactly that. Look at the Ranger lineup. Jock Peterson is in the leadoff spot today as the DH. Wyatt Langford hitting second, and Corey Seager batting third. Nimmo's been hot. Ezekiel Duran's had a good year. Evan Carter starting in center field. Even some power toward the bottom of the order with Jake Berger batting seventh for OC native Skip Schumacher.
There's SoCal Honda, the defense behind Ryan Johnson today. Hopefully be more consistent. He's throwing those strikes, getting those ground balls. And Zach Neto, he had that little bit of a tough stretch in the middle part of the season, but he's turned around one defensive run save so far this season. Now he's always at the top of the game as far as that. 50 double plays turned. Peraza, who's really solid also at the second base position. Grissom, Shawnawell in the infield. Heineman behind the plate.
It's a beautiful night here at Angel Stadium. It often is, and the Halos trying to get a win in this spoiler type effort against the Texas Rangers, who were a 10-inning winner last night. First pitch tonight is a strike to Jock Peterson. For Ryan Johnson throughout this season, he's been one pitcher with the bases empty. He's been another with men on base. You see the deception in his windup. He is unable to carry that over when he's pitching out of the stretch.
Yeah, really, it's a big time, plus when he's in the full windup. That cutter right there. Hitters aren't used to this kind of delivery, especially from this arm angle also.
There's Peterson, slams one towards center. Trout goes back for it out near the wall, and that goes a home run for Jock Peterson to start the ball game. So even without a man on base, Ryan Johnson gets bit by the long ball. He's allowed at least one home run now in 8 consecutive starts.
And that was an 0-2 pitch right down the heart of the plate. I mentioned about the cutter, so important on the corners. The first cutter he threw him was perfect. This cutter was right down the heart of the plate. See where he wanted that. He wanted the back door of the cutter, and it stayed right in the heart of the plate. And Ryan Johnson knew it right away. Just a flat pitch, middle of the plate, and he stayed on it really well. 104.8 off the bat. And just like that, Rangers with the lead.
22 home runs for Peterson, 21 against right-handed pitching. He has certainly pounded away at right-handers at the top of this order for Texas. And he's had a nice year for them. He leads the Rangers in home runs. Wyatt Langford is the #2 hitter, as he has the count 2 balls and no strikes. Well, I was going to say that with the bases empty, opponents only with a .697 OPS against Johnson this year. With men on base, they're hitting .372. with an 1173 OPS, but a leadoff home run by Peterson, and now the first out of the game as Langford grounds out to third.
And always the key. I mean, there's going to be mistakes like that, especially early in the game for starting pitcher. But you just got to clear the mind as quick as possible and just have some trust that your offense will start getting it going, and that hopefully is the case here tonight.
Johnson's typically been pretty good in the first inning. Only 1 run allowed in the first over his last 8 starts, but a run allowed early in this one. And now Corey Seager looks at strike 1.
He thought about challenging that. He might have been all right on that one.
These early challenges can come with some risk. Seager let that go by, and now he drives one toward right field. Meckler robbed him yesterday. Won't need to do much here. Just a routine play.
And just don't mess with the Mech out there, Seager.
No. He learned that last night.
That cutter a little bit more of the plate there too.
It's described by Angels social media as a mechtacular play yesterday. That feels like you fed them that line.
He is the Mech.
That he is, and that was really great play by Meckler. He told you that was the first home run robbery of his life.
Yes, that was incredible.
Brandon Nimmo takes ball 1. It was a legit home run robbery on what could have been a 3-run homer. The Rangers ended up winning by 3 anyway. It took extra innings to get there. Nimmo had the go-ahead hit last night. He's been red hot lately in the month of August, batting .424.
You can always tell when a hitter's locked in. You just lay off those close pitches as if you knew they were a ball. The first one actually could have even been a strike.
2 balls and no strikes here as Nimmo pops it up. This one will reach the seats and gives us a chance to show you a mechtacular play.
How about your first home run robbery at home, a place you used to go to all the time as a kid, next to Mike Trout out there in center field too, just to add the drama.
Pretty excellent play by Meckler. 2 balls and a strike, and now 3-1 on Nimmo. The Angels had opportunities to win the game last night. Scored in the first inning, but not again. There's an offer with runners in scoring position. That's been a big problem for the Angels lately. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Nimmo. Although it was asked to John Mozeliak earlier today, well, what about the hitting processes? If the pitching processes weren't right, what about the offense? Because they haven't been scoring many runs. Mozeliak did say that he felt comfortable with at least how the offense is going about getting their work in and what information is being spread to them. As Nimmo fouls another one back. So at least for now, the way the hitting coaching is going is good enough, and the Angels will try to figure out ways to score runs.
I'm guessing that what it means is they're trusting the process as far as what they're trying to do at the plate. They just haven't been able to be successful for the most part, especially lately.
Ground ball and a base hit for Brandon Nimmo, so he's on with 2 outs, and he continues his red hot hitting this month.
And in this game tonight, you're seeing 2 incredibly different arm angles between the 2 pitchers. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. You see Bradford with his arm angle at 51 degree. Then you have Ryan Johnson at 18 degree as far as that release point. I mean, it is pretty amazing the difference between the 2. Over the top more for Bradford, that sidearm. That leaves, though, at times for Ryan Johnson some pitches that leak over the middle of the plate. We've seen 3 of them on his cutter so far tonight.
And now pitching from the stretch for the first time. You know, ultimately, how long do you think it would take before you do start to see results from a new pitching coach and different ways to implement information?
I think especially from the stretch position, you'll be able to find, okay, how can we hide the baseball a little bit better? You see how quickly he opens up there. I think the hitters have a little longer of an opportunity to be able to pick the baseball up in his hand. It would be just as simple as trying to keep that left hip closed in a little bit longer and hide the baseball more so. As you can see in that delivery from the stretch position, it's already, as soon as he goes to throw, it's already opened up. It gives a chance that arm drags out. Here, a perfect angle here. That hip has already kind of started to open up from the stretch position. Now you're seeing that arm angle in the hand. You could see the baseball just a little bit longer. It's not, you don't have a whole lot of time to make contact to begin with, but the better chance if you could see it longer.
I mean, it's a stark contrast, I think, to when he's pitching out of the windup, because he's able to hold the baseball in a spot where you really can't see it until he's
exactly,
let it go.
You're exactly right on that one.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Ezekiel Duran.
Could be as simple as just having that, you know, from the stretch there, just close it a little bit more, so have that front foot out even closer towards the third base bag. Just have it further out. That means it allows you to stay closed just a little bit longer.
2-2 the count on Duran. It's funny, sometimes you'll hear a pitcher have a breakout season. His time was called, and I think time was held up there, so that pitch won't count. But you'll hear a guy in a breakout year, and they'll say, well, what's different? And he'll say, well, I turned my wrist just a little bit on that pitch, and then I moved to the other side of the rubber, and now I'm a Cy Young candidate.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, Wayne, you've been around me a long time now. Pitchers, just a phrase or a word can change you completely around. Completely around.
Sometimes within the same day.
Yes. Yes. Or within 10 seconds.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
But I mean, it's sometimes, I mean, with Kevin Napier, we were teammates in Kansas City, and he was part of the World Series team here in '02. Yeah, I can just point at his shoulder during the game if he looked in the dugout. He did that all the time, and I would point what I thought he was doing wrong, and he could lock right back in so quickly.
Well, the Angels, of course, 13 pitchers on the roster. They all have different needs. You know, you have the starters and the relievers separated in that regard, but some new faces as well, and well, a lot of work for a coaching staff to get each guy pointed in the right direction. Some guys need more than others. As Duran crushes one foul, I would say how Walbert Urania and Reed Detmers are operating right now. They don't need a lot of attention.
But like with that TrackMan, you can see things like that as far as arm angles quickly and determine, okay, this is what you're doing. That's why your angle's a little bit lower. This is why it's a little bit higher. And you can look at that technology and really be able to clean it up quickly.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Duran. 8th pitch of the at bat. And another foul. You know, I think another thing about what we've seen here from Johnson in the early going, it doesn't always impact a base hit or OPS or this and that, the numbers, How about just the fact that Duran's been able to foul all these pitches and elongate this inning even more? This is already going to be a 24-pitch inning.
Well, you notice a lot of the pitches are on the outer part of the plate, middle to middle away. He's comfortable looking out and diving that part of the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes as Duran fouls off. And
see, I mean, that's a perfect pitch. You shouldn't be able to have that kind of a swing on that pitch. How's that happen? He's diving. And how you prevent that? I got to show something inside. I mean, that is a perfect spot. And he was able to foul it off.
So Duran continues the battle here. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. It's the 25th delivery of this inning for Ryan Johnson. A run is in on the homer by Jock Peterson. And Duran that time laid off at ball 3. There's ball 4. So Johnson never could put Duran away. And it ends up being a 2-out walk after the base hit by Nimmo.
That's when it gets real interesting. It's a time where, you know, you have that little different voice potentially coming out to you as a pitching coach.
Tyler Heineman is out right now. Maybe Tim Levesque. It's all about the game with Tim Levesque as he looks on right now.
Had a chance to talk to him quite a bit in spring training. He really has a great idea.
He's a Crespi Carmelite from Encino.
Oh, we talked a little bit about that. I said, Chaminade Eagles. And he just looked at me and go, we beat you up all the time. It's all right. That's all right. We're still friends.
Well, that's good. Tim Levesque has come up from Double-A. Kind of just a coincidence that this man who spent 2 decades working under John Mozeliak with the Cardinals was the Double-A pitching coach for the Angels this year. Mozeliak coming in mid-season and inheriting essentially a guy that he has worked with and had under him for a long time. So Tim Levesque, trusted by Mozeliak, he is the interim pitching coach. And you see Michael Wirtz, former major league reliever, had some years with the Cubs. He is in the bullpen as the bullpen coach. No balls and a strike on Evan Carter.
And you could tell by just the way he's looking at Ryan Johnson if he's seen anything different from when he saw him earlier down in Double-A.
Seeing a very long inning here as Johnson is already nearing 30 pitches in the top of the first. Count is 2 balls and a strike on Carter. Jock Peterson hit a home run on an 0-2 pitch to start this game. Only the 11th home run allowed by the Angels this year after getting ahead in the count 0-2. It's the 3rd fewest in the majors. And well, Tim Levesque's going to be on the phone here a lot earlier than he thought in his first game as interim pitching coach. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You have a batter at the plate who has been struggling this year, but when you're working ahead of the count as a hitter, doesn't matter what you're hitting. You feel pretty comfortable you're going to get a pitch in your zone.
Johnson trying to get out of trouble here. Only 1 run home. And that's there, strike 3. Although Carter wants to take a look.
I think he's going to be all right on that one. That's going to be a ball.
Previous pitch was called a strike. The batter is
looks like an ABS powered by T-Mobile. We'll see if Carter sticks around. And he does. Not by a lot, but it is ball 3.
Texas has 2 remaining.
And that's the perfect time to challenge. I know it's only the first inning, but this changes everything around now. Both runners on the move. It's a 3-2 count. A lot of pitches thrown for Ryan Johnson.
Over 30 of them. Nimmo will take off from second base and Duran from first as Carter golfs one toward right center. Hit it to a guy who owns a golf course. Mike Trout has that to end the inning. Today's lineup brought to you by Cadillac of Laguna Niguel as Zach Neto leads it off for the Angels against the lefty. Again, Mike Trout hitting second. Shotwell bats third. Vaughn Grissom in the cleanup spot. Peraza's at second base. Ballesteros, the DH, hit 6. Siri, Meckler, Heineman, the bottom of the order. Against lefty Cody Bradford, who missed all of last year and most of this year with an elbow injury, had that internal brace procedure, made his return to the major leagues in his last outing on August 5th.
You could even tell by the way he's gripping that baseball. He throws a lot of changeups. A good changeup. My go-tos to be successful and score some runs early on is barrel that changeup up in the zone, out of the zone. Very difficult one to make good contact. Quick hands also on the heater.
Not a hard thrower by any means, even before the injury. Yes, his first pitch is a changeup at 78 miles an hour, but his fastball velocity averaged 88 in his first start against the Giants.
It plays pretty good though because of his extension of 7.1 feet. Kind of like Bennett for Boston, who doesn't throw upper 90s, but that 93, 94 played up as if it's 98.
And there is that 88-mile-an-hour fastball somewhere. Dan Herron is smiling watching that. He threw 88.
Yes.
That's a strike from Bradford, and it's 2-1. Neto with 20 home runs on the year. We've seen him in the cleanup spot a bit lately, but he's also been leading off against left-handers.
Just staying on the baseball and hit it on the barrel.
Out in front of that, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Neto has just 5 home runs against lefties this year out of his 20, but he does have a higher batting average, 240. Overall, 223. Smacks it. It's fair down the left field line. Neto tomahawks that to the left field corner and has a leadoff double.
That's some quick hands on a heater. 23rd double right away in scoring position for Mike Trout. That was above the strike zone. Talk about some quick hands, and they were level on that swing. 101.6 off the bat. Just stay fair.
The Angels with a man in scoring position here in the bottom of the first, trying to answer after a run for Texas in the top of the inning. There's Trout inside, outing 1 foul. Mike Trout went deep in the first yesterday. It was a curveball from Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah, and hadn't hit a curveball out in about a year, but he gets this one. Hits out his 111th career first inning home run for Trout, tying Junior 8th most all time in the first inning.
There's a line drive toward the middle, fielded by Seager on 1 hop. Trout's out, and Neto still at second.
And that defense behind me, see Seager making a nice play. They're pretty strong, especially up the middle with Carter out in center field. He's got 5 defensive runs saved. He's one of the best in all of baseball in center. They had another good one out there last night in Langford, so they're pretty solid all the way around in the outfield today for the Rangers.
I love what Kurt Suzuki said about Mike Trout's homer yesterday. He called it a good piece of hitting. You know, we always hear that in reference to little squeaky line drives the other way or an inside out swing. That's often referred to as a good piece of hitting. What about one out to the California Spectacular? You know, that's a good piece of hitting too.
Well, that's a tremendous piece of hitting.
It certainly was, and it was Mike Trout's 424th good piece of hitting in his career as far as the long ball is concerned. Neto's dancing around at second base. Shotwell takes ball 2.
Yeah, you think with ran so far off the bag, if he could time it right, he'd be able to steal, although it's a clear path throw to third base for win, but he hasn't thrown out a whole lot of base stealers so far this year. 13%.
2 balls, no strikes on Shotwell, and that's low, and it's 3-0. Bradford was having a pretty good year in 2024 for the Rangers. Had a great start to that season, and then he got hurt. He had a rib stress fracture that kept him out for a few months, returned, and he pitched pretty well that season. But only 13 starts. For a kid from Aledo, Texas, only about 30 miles from Arlington, Texas. So imagine being on the first ever Texas Ranger World Championship team, as Bradford was, pitching out of the bullpen that October.
That'll make you feel good.
Pitched in 5 playoff games, 2 in the World Series. He only allowed 1 run total in those 5 games. The count on Shotwell's 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's ball 4. So a walk from Bradford. Couple of base runners for the Angels, setting up Vaughn Grissom.
You know, Hyundai key for the game today for the Halos. Going Leonard Skinner. Tuesday's gone. That's had some big flies here today. Need some home runs. It's been a while where the Halos put a couple games together where a couple home runs together in a game. So hopefully tonight is the night. Tuesday's gone.
Well, not yet. We haven't even done Gooby Tuesday yet. Tuesday's still here.
It's still here. But I want some baseball's gone.
See if Vaughn
helps successful Gooby Tuesdays.
Yeah, well, what's the record? Well, I don't know. Maybe we won't talk about it.
No, not yet.
First and second here is Grissom. He grounds one straight to the third baseman. Duran to second base for one. Lopez to first. That's a double play around the horn to end the first.
Difference from the full windup in the stretch. You see on the left how he hides the baseball. It's behind the back and bam, on you. On the stretch position, that front hip opens up quicker, and where you see the baseball just a little bit longer on the right in the stretch position.
Lost the rec specs on that one pitch too.
That's all part of the deception.
Jake Berger with a swing and a miss on cutter. I can imagine if the glasses are halfway flying at you, that also will deceive the hitter.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Balls and a strike. Berger now 0-2. We talked about the OPS difference. It's enormous for the bases empty versus runners on, although Texas getting a run here out of the gate today on a leadoff homer. Berger can hit the long ball too. He had a big hit last night, a 2-run single over a drawn-in infield with the bases loaded in the 10th inning yesterday. It was after Brandon Nimmo already gave the Rangers the lead. And the Angels elected to keep the infield in as Berger popped it over their heads. He strikes out here though on 3 pitches, and Johnson has his first K.
Not exactly where he wanted to throw that sweeper, but the speed of the pitch threw him off. Sometimes as a hitter, you're anticipating, you're reading the spin. You think it's you know it's a breaking ball. You're expecting it to go away on the outside part, and it stayed right in the heart of the plate. That was a dangerous pitch, but froze him.
A lot of punch outs for Berger this year. That's 123. Austin Wynns bats with 1 out. He's doing the catching. Rangers got some good news in the catching department, and that Danny Jansen is making progress with his rehab assignment, moving up to AAA now. So it sounds like he's going to be back sooner than later. I'm not sure how much that impacts Logan O'Hoppe, who's at AAA for the Rangers now. Jansen and Higashioka are back in the picture, plus Elias Diaz.
He's really played well for him.
Going to be tougher for O'Hoppe to break through from Round Rock. Swing and a miss by Wynns.
That was a great sweeper there from Ryan Johnson. Good delivery. Stayed on top of that one.
2 balls, 2 strikes as that cutter went away. That cutter has been a big part of his repertoire this season.
And that's a lot of times it's harder than his sinker as far as velocity.
Cutter's been a good pitch for him, a pitch that really has added a lot of flavor to what he's throwing out there. Goes to it 36% of the time with 2 strikes. Just saw Cutter on the last pitch. That time a sweeping breaking ball, missing for ball 3.
And the more you watch Ryan throw the baseball, Wayne, the more you think it is difficult to be consistent from that arm angle to stay on top of the baseball with your cutter, with your sweeper, to make sure it goes down and doesn't go flat over the plate.
And Wynns reaching there on the cutter. It's a pop up to shallow right. And it's Wade Meckler in for the out. 2 up, 2 down.
The Rooster running in and making the play.
There goes the Rooster. Nicky Lopez, the batter, with 2 outs. Lopez was on the receiving end of Ezekiel Duran's throw to second when the Rangers turned a 5-4-3 double play. You can see him put his hand up as that sun peeks through. That's why a few weeks ago we saw Vaughn Grissom bounce a ball to second base to Oswald Peraza on a double play try. Lopez made sure he was able to shield that sun that peeks through the stands here. You see it glaring off of Neto at the moment, as Lopez was able to catch that ball, shield his eyes, and then throw it on to first for that inning-ending double play in the first inning.
See right there, it's a good view, and that's on Neto. He's a little bit further away from the bag at this moment.
Doesn't last very long, but certainly can be a nuisance to a middle infielder while it is out there for the 15-20 minutes that it's an issue.
That's all part of the beauty of Southern California, is dealing with the sunshine. Other parts of the country, not as much.
2 balls and a strike on Nicky Lopez. It's been raining like crazy in the Midwest and out east over the last few weeks. It seems like every time I see a weather report from Chicago, there's some tornado warning.
And that's not you flying in?
No. Could be Nicky Lopez, though. He's from there, too.
Yes.
You know. Chicagoland native. Went to Naperville Central High School. His dad is actually in the Chicago 16-inch Softball Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And the big softball with you play barehanded. His dad, Bob Lopez, is a 16-inch Softball Hall of Famer in Chicago. We're only telling you this because Nicky's taken a long time after that foul ball off himself.
I just wanted to get that whole story out there. That's why.
Evidently. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Lopez. This is that play we were talking about with Vaughn Grissom. It was a perfect one-hop throw.
You can see that sun was going right in Peraza's eyes. He was able to track that at the ground and then into the glove.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. A good splitter, tailing away from Lopez to win the inning. Come celebrate D23 Day at the Big 8 tomorrow. The Angels take on the Texas Rangers. The first 23,000 fans in attendance get a commemorative, one-of-a-kind, limited release D23 Mickey Mouse bobblehead, plus a limited number of unique golden Mickeys, randomly distributed. Angels.com/promotions, and a strike to Oswald Peraza. No balls, 2 strikes.
Bradford way over in that third base side of the pitching rubber, and he is making connection with the pitching rubber. See how far over he is on that third base side of the pitching rubber.
Yeah, you're supposed to be making contact as you deliver, as Peraza pops it up. It's easy for Nicky Lopez, 1 out, although if you question Zach Wheeler on it, maybe he'll tell you a few things himself.
Yeah, just don't question it. Difference. So you'll have a good idea of the difference in these pitching windup and the arm angles, the difference between the two. That is unbelievable. That arm angle for Bradford almost right over the top, and then the sidearm delivery for Ryan Johnson. That gives you a perfect view of the difference.
It's like a scary movie scene.
He could be doing the YMCA.
Could be doing that. A couple of guys from the Dallas area. Bradford from Aledo, Texas. Johnson from Dallas proper. As Bradford was the valedictorian at Aledo, Texas, by the way, in Aledo High School.
Wow.
After the Rangers won the World Series, they started a scholarship at the high school given each year to the baseball player with the highest GPA. Fly ball to left center from Ballesteros. This is Carter sizing it up. 2 outs. You give that scholarship out at your high school.
Yes.
Penn Charter.
Anthony Guba's scholarship for my dad, who coached over there at high school at Penn Charter. Kids in my neighborhood who might not have a chance to go to such a good school like William Penn Charter. Michael Ciani made it to the major leagues. He was a part of that scholarship run.
2 outs and the base is empty for Jose Siri. Rangers TV broadcast spent a lot of time dissecting Siri's earrings last night. We were asking around about it today. He said, "What do you know about Jose's earrings?" I said, "I know they're long."
No, they're earrings.
Yeah, so that too. Yeah, we're 2 for 2. What else do you need to know? No balls and 2 strikes.
Wears them on his ears.
That's right.
That's about as good as it gets.
We covered all the bases. I said, I don't know, ask Erica. She's the one who is down on the field typically finding these things out. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Siri.
That was an interesting target from Wynn. He just had the glove up there, just basically talking with the gloves. Here, throw it up here. Oh, he's thinking that changeup, alerting the third baseman there.
Was the changeup, and it is strike 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Bradford. Jock Peterson starts it off here in the top of the 3rd. He started the game with a home run. 976 OPS entering today, batting leadoff, only behind Pete Crow Armstrong, who continues to have an MVP-like season for the Chicago Cubs. He homered in a Cubs win today as well. Peterson here looking at strike 1. It's been a resurgent year for Jock Peterson. A couple of seasons recently where it looked like Peterson was on the downside of his career, but he's roared back this season.
He's still pretty quick. When you make a mistake, you saw that in the 1st inning.
He had some injuries last year, but he only hit 181 in 96 games. And a pretty good year for the Diamondbacks 2 years ago when he had 23 homers. Now he has 22, on pace for his most homers in a season since 2019.
It's a good slow sweeper there. It's a big inning here for Ryan Johnson. 2nd time through in this part of the lineup with a lot of power, especially guys that are real successful early in counts.
Three balls and 2 strikes. That's ball 4. So now Johnson will have to deal with a man on base here right to start this inning as he issues a leadoff walk. 2nd walk from Johnson today. There have been some issues with the base on balls this year for him. Overall now with 27 walks in 52 innings, a little higher rate than you'd like to see. A starting pitcher especially. And that walk to strikeout ratio overall not terribly in favor of Johnson. 40 strikeouts, 27 walks, and he's given up 14 home runs, including the one today. So
got a favorable call there.
It's to Wyatt Langford, who grounded out his first time.
Not a big ground ball guy. Well, he has had 6 ground ball double plays turned behind him, about 35%. Good ground ball. It's Langford the first time up.
Yeah, neither one of these starting pitchers today is adept at getting many ground balls. As Johnson misses with ball 1 to Langford.
So far the Rangers done a nice job of laying off that splitter. It's a pretty effective pitch for him too. It's a 184 batting average, whiff percentage just under 35%.
That's at the knees for strike 3. So that cutter gets over. Langford takes it. And that's the 3rd strikeout tonight for Johnson.
2 looking.
That one may have been just under the zone, but no challenge there from Langford. Kind of still in a spot in the game where you're more apt to just accept it and think about using those challenges later. Although Carter successfully used one for the Rangers in the first inning. This ball is yanked foul by Seager.
Hey, he swung at the first pitch.
About a 50-50 proposition largely for Seager, although it seems like more every time
I know.
we see it.
Yes.
Sometimes there'll be an entire game where he swings at the first pitch and in every single at bat. He gets this ball sharply towards center. Trout goes back for it. Out near the wall. Trout makes the catch up near the fence. Seager gave it a ride, but Trout had just enough room to make the grab. 2 outs as Peterson goes back to first.
The baseball hit in the air here for Seager. I mean, he hits the ball to all fields exceptionally well. Working towards that 396 sign.
Trout able to bring that one down as Seager flies out. It's a couple of times now Seager's flirted with a homer in this series and fell a little short. Had Meckler take one away from him over the wall last night. Here's a high pop up from Brandon Nimmo.
Go down there and get it, Wayne. You can get it.
And Zach Neto's got this handled. That's the 3rd out.
Angels batting in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, down by 1. Wade Meckler is due up this inning, and take a look at Meckler, growing up Angels fan, born in Anaheim, went to Esperanza High School. We've been talking about the tremendous catch he made last night, robbing Corey Seager a 3-run home run. And as Gooby mentioned earlier, it's the very first time he's ever robbed a home run in his baseball career. And that's time for our Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card Active Mike.
I have not. No. I was an infielder up until my junior year of college. I played left field at Oregon State, which we had a huge, like 30-foot wall in left field. It's impossible there. And then never did it in the minor leagues, and so that was the first one.
And guys, that obviously extra special, making that catch with his childhood idol Mike Trout, looking on as Meckler finds his way, shockingly, to first base. Back to you.
He found his way through the infield there with a bouncing ball base hit. So the Angels have their leadoff man on here in the 3rd.
Yeah, I think even if Seager gets there, there's no way he's throwing out Meckler. He could fly down the line.
Tyler Heineman is behind the plate today. Switch hitter batting right-handed, showing bunt, laying down a perfect bunt. Bradford's only play to first, gets Heineman. Well, even if Seager picks up that ball, no chance of getting Meckler, who's home to first. Faster than just about everybody except for the few guys in front of him.
Yeah, he gets down there so quick. As soon as he makes contact, he's running down the line. Kind of like Ichiro used to be able to do. Heineman is a tremendous bunter.
He seems to be.
Ooh, both sides of the plate.
Angels have now a man in scoring position. That's been a huge problem, though, lately, as Zach Neto takes ball 1. The Angels are 4 for their last 56 with runners in scoring position.
And you got the top of the order up here. Remember, he hit a rocket double on a high fastball. Can't imagine Bradford giving him anything but a look at a changeup every single pitch here.
That's a strike, and it was the changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Neto with the first Angel hit of the game as he doubled down the left field line. And Meckler with the second one, leading off this inning with a bouncing ball hit. Meckler with his good speed in scoring position now. See if the Angels can bring him around. Neto with a fly ball toward left. Langford's after it. He won't get there. Base hit. Meckler heads home. Here comes the throw in from Langford. Relay will not be made. Meckler's safe as he stumbles all over the plate. And the Angels get on the board.
I'll tell you what, Wade, I don't know if the communication was real good there, because I think there's a play at the plate there. Definitely a play at the plate. But the rooster was rolling.
Well, he rolled right through the home plate umpire, Austin Jones. RBI for Zach Neto as Meckler looked like a bowling ball going through the umpire.
Now you can see a better angle here, and that's another good swing. 2 for 2 already for Neto. But that baseball's in the glove of the left fielder. This is not a real good relay. I mean, he's just touching third base. But when you haven't been getting those base hits with runners in scoring position, even with Mike Trout coming up, you got to take some shots. And So that's exactly what Keith Johnson did there, sending him home.
Well, now they're 1 for their last 1 with runners in scoring position.
Hey, you're only as good as your last at bat.
See if the Angels can move forward that way. Here is Trout as he looks at a strike. Trout grounded out in his first at bat today.
Look at the Mac.
Gotta love the Mac. It's all about the Mac. It's a 1-1 game with Trout facing an 0-2 count. Trout with his 20th home run of the season yesterday, his 11th 20-homer year.
Pretty amazing for Trout. 424 career home runs.
Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Of course, Trout's drawn a lot of walks on top of it this season. As the count goes to 2-2, he's on pace to become the first player age 34 or older to have 20 homers in a year and a walk rate of at least 18% since Barry Bonds in his last season in 2007. It's amazing no one's done that at that age since Bonds, because he was much older when he did it.
Got him on the hand.
It's Trout.
Right on the hand.
It sounded like it hit the bat. It was so loud. Trout does have some gear over that left hand, some padding. We'll see where it hit him.
Right on that padding though, but right on the hand.
It's amazing how loud that still was.
Extremely.
Well, it sounded like it hit the bat.
Right there. Doesn't look real comfortable though. Four-seam fastball. It was 90, but right on the hand.
Saying, why did they hit our guy?
I mean, every time you come to the ballpark, so many Mike Trout jerseys and fans wanting to get a chance to get an autograph or maybe a picture with Mike Trout or watch him do something special.
We'll stay in the game here after getting hit by that pitch. And it'll be like that forever. And we were just in Baltimore. How many Cal Ripken jerseys do we still see when we go to Camden Yards? It's going to be like that 20, 30 years from now after he retires the Trout jerseys in this ballpark. Trout is on base. Neto now at second base, and the Angels trying to keep it cooking with runners in scoring position in this inning. And Zach Neto got the Angels on the board. Nolan Shonowell can give the Halos the lead. A double steal, throw to third, and they're both safe.
I like that right there. You could tell that last time Neto was thinking about it, and Trout picking up his 9th stolen base, 15th for Neto. That was a pretty quick throw, too.
A double steal, and the Angels now with 2 in scoring position. Neto at third, and Trout now at second base. Look at Neto in fair territory. Taking a page out of the Tigers book.
McGonigal.
Shonowell lifts it right center field. Plenty deep enough to score the run. Nimmo to make the catch. Neto comes home. Over to third goes Trout. The Angels up 2 to 1. The ball gets away, but Trout will stay at third. RBI for Shonowell.
Yeah, Bradford did the right thing there. He's backing up towards third. There's a lot of times you think of back up at home, and there's not going to be a play at the plate, so he did a nice job of going in between. Otherwise, that could have been another run for the Halos.
And the double steal pays off right away.
Nice job by Shonowell. By the way, I saw a fan yesterday, Wayne. I know you'd be proud of this with Shauna Wow in the back of the jersey.
Incredible.
Shauna Wow
leads the team in sacrifice flies now at 5, paying that jersey off.
Yes.
2 outs with now Trout at third. And it's ball 1 to Grissom. swing by Grissom. 1 ball, 1 strike coming from Cody Bradford.
It was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. With that extension, though, it plays probably 93, 94 range. Elite extension.
He gets way down the mound. He's a pretty big guy, Bradford. 6'4", 197 pounds. Pretty much a full foot forward with that extension that he has. It's 3 balls and a strike on Grissom, and that helps kind of cover up for the fact that his fastball does not have a whole lot of heat.
It's pretty amazing when you think about Bradford and Ryan Johnson. Johnson's tall just like him, but the extension, it's amazing the difference with Bradford as compared to Ryan Johnson.
That ball hammered toward left. Langford won't get it. Base hit. Grissom. Mike Trout scores. The Angels rolling with runners in scoring position here in this 3rd inning. They put up 3 as they have a 3-1 lead.
Another double. Vaughn Grissom, 16th. The wedding crasher. Vince Vaughn Grissom there. Jumps on a fastball upstairs. A couple fastballs upstairs so far have been hit for doubles. 1 by Neto, 1 for Grissom.
110 off the bat. That's about as hard as we've seen.
That was some serious wedding crashing.
So Jordan Teagues, the pitching coach for the Rangers, goes to the mound. The Angels up 3-1, and we'll take a ride with Hyundai.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Gotta run. Okay, bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
This inning started with Wade Meckler bouncing a base hit through the middle. Heineman had the sac bunt. Neto brought in Meckler. Trout hit by a pitch. The double steal turned things toward the Angels' favor especially. Then Shotwell the sac fly. Grissom an RBI double. And we've talked a lot about the Angels and maybe trying to run a bit more.
Yes. That created that both runs basically because you pitch differently with a guy on 3rd.
Well, you don't have some of these guys that are really home run reliant around either. Joe Adell was traded. Soler was let go. Ohapi was traded. Guys who are really extra base hit reliant to bring people around. You have more athleticism in that regard in the lineup, so why not use it? This team is not scoring runs much of late. And look how this double steal changed the whole inning.
Completely, and it changes with your thought process as a pitcher. When you have a man on 3rd, that change up or even a break ball in the dirt goes away.
There's a liner to left from Peraza. Langford back for it to end the inning. But the Angels put up 3. Zach Neto with an RBI. So did Shotwell, and Vaughn Grissom celebrates opening up a 3-run 3rd. Three runs in the bottom of the 3rd for the Angels. They take the lead over the Rangers. A productive inning. A crooked number. Some hits with runners in scoring position. Couple of stolen bases. And the Angels on the move. That's how you do it right there.
Just pressing the issue, and Meckler showing the speed. Trout able to come around after getting hit in the hand. Zach Neto with the stolen base also.
This team's trying to score 5 runs in a game for the first time since July 24th. Runs have certainly been tough to come by. If you're not hitting with runners in scoring position, you're not pressing the issue on the bases. And it's tough to get guys across. And the Angels did all of that in that 3rd inning, and that's how you end up with that 3 spot.
Like pressing the issue, putting some pressure on the defense. Even that relay throw, you thought they might have a chance. It's because you're moving guys, pressuring the defense. They weren't able to react and make the throw.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ezekiel Duran leading off here in the 4th. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Splitter. So far, Ryan Johnson has been doing a nice job as far as tunneling his pitches so far. His 3 pitches between his sinker, cutter, and that sweeper. That splitter has been good, dropping out of this different type of zones on there too. And there's that split. Not a lot of spin to it, but a good drop in the speed of the pitch. So that splitter, cutter, sweeper doing their thing so far from that same slot, the tunneling. There it is again. Drop that backdoor sweeper. Pretty good arm action too on his splitter so far, Wayne. So I'm liking what we're seeing. It's not forcing it, is trusting the grip. That's so important for a splitter or a changeup.
Ball one strike on Carter, swing and a miss. So that splitter and that cutter working together here tonight as Johnson plays one off the other and has mostly utilized those two pitches here to go with his breaking ball, the sweeper. There's Carter chopping it. Shotwell grabs it with the backhand, and Johnson where he needs to be to record the out.
Textbook as far as getting over anything on that right side of the infield, and a good feed from Shotwell to Ryan Johnson. Especially because of the speed that Carter has going down the line.
Cutter, sweeper, splitter for about 90% of the pitches. He's almost abandoned throwing any sort of regular fastball here.
That's when you hear people saying he's got to use his sinker more. I mean, he doesn't throw it a whole lot. That's why it's I don't think you have to. You can show it, but the cutter works almost like a fastball for him.
He's thrown that sinker only 7 times in this game, so he's shown it, as you said, but the success has come off playing the cutter, splitter, sweeper mix. 2 up, 2 down in this inning, and Berger takes ball 1. 4 strikeouts now for Johnson. He's not allowed a hit since Nimmo had a single with 2 outs in the first.
Pretty good number of strikes thrown from that cutter. 23 of 30.
There's the sweeper. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was a laborious first inning in terms of the pitch count, but he's been very efficient since then. Maybe he can at least last through 5 here.
Thank you for that word too.
Laborious.
Yes, appreciate that.
Anytime. Berger yanks one foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, got to make that play down there, I think. See all the pitches in the first inning, much better since. Ball boy regroups for the next one. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Cutter cuts like a knife. Little Brian Adams right there.
Serious action on that pitch too. 1-2-3 inning for Johnson. And we talked about the Angels' issues with runners in scoring position, major issues over the last 10 games, but a breakthrough in that 3rd inning with a couple of hits.
Yeah, good swing there by both Grissom and Neto on elevated fastballs, and Sean, well, yeah, he's going to throw him up. I got a sac fly.
Yeah, you don't have to be murderer's row to score runs,
no.
especially in today's game. Moises Ballesteros leads off here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
But the more guys you get into scoring position, better chance even a sac fly. If there's not in a scoring position there, it's just a routine out with a man on second.
Well, 5 for 60 is probably not going to cut it in a 10-game stretch, and that's why we've seen this team struggle to score runs. But 2 hits in that 3rd inning, getting 3 on the board. Ballesteros fouls one back, 1 ball, 1 strike. But you know, oftentimes a win on a given day ultimately comes down to who got the hits with men on second and third.
Yeah, we saw the way they made contact down there in Miami. We saw obviously with the Tampa Bay Rays, Milwaukee.
Ground ball, it is sharply hit, and Lopez with a dive. Ballesteros is robbed again. This is happening almost every day.
I mean, you look and see his numbers. He hasn't hit the ball well, but he has hit the ball extremely well. That was almost 104 off the bat. It's a rocket. Nicky Lopez can do a lot of good things for a team. He plays some solid defense, makes contact. That's in the outfield grass.
He's done a good job for the Rangers this year, filling in on the infield and holding his own offensively. This is his 63rd game with Texas. Here's Jose Siri with a fly ball to left center. I don't know if Langford sees it. He didn't. It was Carter who ran it all the way down near the warning track to make that catch. I was looking at Langford, who was lost, and Evan Carter on the dead run to the warning track bails out Langford.
That's that time of the night. I thought he hit it pretty well. It's about 107 off the bat. See Langford go, I got it. No, I don't even see it. I have no idea.
You see Carter turn the Jets on after and catch it out near the 390 sign. That was.
He's a tremendous outfielder. That's helping out a friend.
That is. 2 outs as Meckler looks at a strike.
It's a Stones old song. I'm just waiting on a friend. He was waiting on him. He picked him up.
Wait no more. The ball's 1 strike here on Meckler against Bradford. It's a little bit low. The Padres have a 6-1 lead against the Brewers tonight. Luis Rengifo going to slam Diego.
Beefy.
A grand slam off of Kyle Harrison. Fernando Tatis with a home run as well. Padres have been playing well. Cubs won tonight, so if the Padres do win, Milwaukee's lead in the NL Central would be trimmed to 4 over the surging Cubs.
They're playing as well as anybody in baseball. They're a dangerous team going right now.
20 games over 500 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Meckler.
The Halos played them what, back in 23 earlier this year? Felt like it was about.
That was the temperature.
Yes. Yes.
It was late March. Games at Wrigley Field.
It's always a good time to play baseball in Chicago in late March.
The Angels went to the south side in late April, which will be the case again next year. Should be the case. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Meckler. Fly to left. This is Langford seeing this one. And he makes the catch. 1, 2, 3. Angels baseball on ABTV, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. By Easton and Easton, injured in an accident, let our family help yours. And by Villa Ford of Orange, step up to the plate, drive home a winner today at Villa Ford of Orange. That is the California Spectacular.
Truly spectacular.
This kid trying to get a peek, a glimpse at greatness. The California Spectacular out there. Austin Wynns leads off here in the 5th inning as the Angels have a 3-1 lead. Ryan Johnson with his pitch mix tonight of cutters, sweepers, and splitters, leading him to 4 innings of just 1 run, 2-hit ball.
Good spot in that cutter first pitch too.
1 ball, 1 strike on Wynns. I don't know if there's a correlation in any of this, but it's a fact that when he's pitched with a lead this year, Johnson has been really good at 2.84 ERA. When he's pitching in a tie game or when behind, his ERA is over 8. Is there a correlation? Could there be one?
I think when you get in those run support, I think he pitches more aggressively. That's what it comes down to. Behind or tied, he's trying not to make a mistake. But when the lead, he's trying to be on the aggressive side and getting chases out of the zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Austin Wynns. Johnson has 5 strikeouts tonight. That's just 1 shy of his season high, which is 6. Ground ball in an open hole. That ball was not hit hard, but
that's the one thing you always think of is that ground ball in the hole there. Especially when you think of Ryan Johnson, how many of those pitches, the cutter, the sweeper, are going to be away, that you leave that in that part of the field wide open. That's a ground ball that normally that's just hit 84 miles an hour. You think that's an out, ends up being a hit. If you're pitching away like that, you're kind of pitching against your defense when you're playing up the middle like that as a second baseman.
Here is Nicky Lopez. Wynns is at first. After that slow roller got through, and here's a bouncer just fouled by Lopez. Mentioned the role that Lopez has played for the Rangers this year. He's hit 275 for Texas this season. We know what a great glove he has. We saw him make a very good play to Rob Ballesteros earlier, but he's going to give you some offense. That's why he's been playing most days now as a Texas Ranger. He struck out his first time though today. Taylor Saucedo warming up. 1 ball, 1 strike. See if Johnson can get through this inning, and they do have the top of the order coming up, and the big lefty Peterson on deck. So this might be the last batter for Johnson.
If you get a double play, not easy to do that against Nicky Lopez. I think he'd have a shot at staying in there. Otherwise, it might be it.
1 ball, 1 strike on Lopez. Well, you may not think of it with his last name, but he is half Italian, Nicky Lopez.
Well, we always know you can find that one out.
That I can. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just to give you a comparison about Johnson and his sinker. Normally 27% usage, and tonight not even 10%. Throws the splitter there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it is a clear change from the norm to see Johnson's pitch mix tonight.
extremely effective so far. It's one of those pitches you have a couple options. I think 3-2 it changes that, it turns to a cutter.
It was off the glove of Heineman and goes to the backstop. This will likely be a wild pitch, and that takes away most chances for a double play now. 3-2 on Lopez.
Yeah, he muscled up on that cutter there. Top of the order coming up here. Big pitch.
A half dozen full counts for Johnson tonight. Couple of walks in there along with his 5 strikeouts. Lopez tends not to strike out much, but already has once today. 3-2. Rolls it over. Shotwell is there with the backhand, and Johnson covers for out number 1. Moving to third is Wins. Now Peterson due up. We'll see if Kurt Suzuki makes a move.
Checking in to see if he's ready.
He's got to figure out the phone lines here in their new jobs. Michael Wirtz right there, the bullpen coach.
Wayne, by the way, this is always my favorite time when I see the catcher walking out extremely slow.
Yes.
I might have a few choice words for my catcher. Even though it's not his fault. I said, I know what you're doing. Go back behind the plate now.
Well, that'll be it as Kurt Suzuki now comes out. The new line of communication with the interim pitching coach Tim Levesque, the bullpen coach Michael Wirtz, and the bullpen will get involved here with a 3-1 lead. We have Angel minor league games down on the farm on ABTV, with Salt Lake up next against Reno on August 23rd. In September, Rocket City against the old Montgomery Biscuits, and Salt Lake against Round Rock September 13th. Remember Logan O'Hoppe currently at Round Rock, the guy that he was traded for along with Chase Silseth. Angel Arredondo hit his first home run in an Angel minor league uniform for Rancho.
Serious lift on that one. It's all about the timing.
That was way back. California League, the Quakes. Angels A-ball affiliate in the Cal League.
Glad it's back there. It was there for a number of years ago. Now back for the Halos. Great facility, really.
They're playing the Dodger team, which is now in Ontario. The Dodgers had been in Rancho, and now they have the team in Ontario, California. The Tower Buzzers.
Wow.
Something to do, I think, with the airport there. I'm not sure. Wave and a miss. Well, that's why you put the lefty in to face Jock Peterson. That's an entirely different look.
Yes. Serious sweeper.
I do like that airport, though, in Ontario. We'll see.
Yes.
One ball, one strike on Peterson. Against right-handers pretty much all of his power this year. He's only hit 1 homer off a lefty. He's only hit 148 off left-handers. Normally doesn't even take these at bats, but middle of the game here still. Peterson just flailing.
Yeah, it's close enough to the strike zone. Now I think you have a chance to get a swing and miss and even further off the plate.
Usually swings like that, you have to go for it, right?
Yes. There's no reason to even try to sneak anything inside.
No. He is just bailing and wailing here, hoping to make some contact. He does look that fastball off the plate. You just had 2 breaking balls that had him completely frazzled.
Yes.
You have to throw another one here, don't you?
Now you might not get that chase out of the strike zone with that sweeper that you would probably have gotten it the pitch before.
Even if you put it on the outer corner, you should still get some kind of awful looking swing here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jock Peterson. 1 out with Wins at third, and it's a fastball for ball 4. 2 swings and misses, 2 wide swings and misses on breaking balls, and after that Saucedo does not go back to it.
Tell you what, the one person real happy about that is Jock Peterson on that one.
Well, and Skip Schumacher.
Yes.
Peterson's on base for the 3rd time. He's drawn his 2nd walk, and he was bailed out there. He looked very uncomfortable against the lefty. Now it's Wyatt Langford, who's much more comfortable against left-handers. Still have Seager and Nimmo from the left side after that, but they're much better against lefties than Peterson. You lose a lot of that advantage by not getting Peterson out. No balls and a strike on Langford. Struck out his last time. He grounded out in the 1st.
Not an easy guy to double up because he's got good speed too.
He runs hard. It's a pop up here though. This will be a big 2nd out as Peraza makes the catch. So Saucedo lets Peterson go, but he gets Langford. Now he'll face Seager. Seager through the years typically does just fine against lefties, but this year batting only 169. It's been an uneven year to begin with for Seager with all the injuries, back problems. 3 times on the IL this season. And a vicious cut.
Oh, that was a slide. You know, he was hacking at the first pitch and got away with that one though. Every once in a while you will get away with a pitch.
The overall numbers have been the worst of his career.
But he does have good power to left center field, so you got to be ready for Trout or Siri out that way.
Good power everywhere. No balls and 1 strike on Seager. It's upstairs. Seager often tinkers with his stance, tinkers with his placement of his feet. Hands are moving all around. There's always something different about Seager at the plate.
He works as hard as anybody I've ever seen. Over the years, on the concourse here, he'll have the video set up just watching his swing.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Corey Seager. 2 outs with runners on the corners here in the 5th. Taylor Saucedo trying to protect a 2-run lead. That's ball 2. I was talking to Skip Schumacher the other day, and he said, I don't even know where Seager is right now, but I guarantee you he's working on something.
Yes, no question.
He is watching film. He is working on his swing. He's hitting. Go look right now. He's doing something. Swing and a miss. Saucedo got him.
What a pitch that was. Perfect pitch. Saucedo did a nice job there.
Well, they call him Big Papa, and the first 25,000 fans on Friday, August 14th against the Royals will receive a Zach Neto t-shirt courtesy of Picari Sweat. Angels.com/promotions for more info. I'm going to wrap yours in a box and give it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate
your birthday on Friday.
I appreciate that.
Have Trent give it to you.
It's always about the thought.
That is a thought.
Yes.
No balls and a strike on Tyler Hyman.
It is a thought bubble.
Leading off here in the bottom of the 5th. Neto and Trout follow against Cody Bradford. Gave up 3 runs in the 3rd inning. Heineman had his hand in that with a successful sacrifice bunt after a leadoff hit by Wade Meckler. Ball 1 strike on Heineman. He and Darno have largely handled the catching duties. So far, Moises Ballesteros has caught 1 in each series, and I'd imagine he'll catch at least 1 here against Texas.
And he's been working so hard since the Halo's been home here too on his catching skills.
Got to work on getting these fielders to stop robbing.
I know.
Doesn't matter if it's a line drive or a flare. He got robbed of a hit on a dive by Duran yesterday. Robbed of a hit on a hard hit ground ball by Lopez today. Was robbed a few times against the Orioles and the Marlins.
Well, you're just going to have to hit it 12 rows deep in the stands.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
That could help. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Unless the Mech's out there.
Yeah. He is the magnificent Mech.
2-2 on Heineman. Neto and Trout follow. Top of the order against Bradford. After this bouncer to third, it's Duran smothering it and spinning for the accurate throw.
Zach Neto so far tonight got a double and a single, but his swing and his swing path have been solid. Fastball upstairs, level swing, rocking it down with a double. And then his changeup too. He's staying right on top of it. Take a look at our StatCast video powered by Google Cloud. His swing path for him, where he's been so good as far as his bat speed, it's 71, 72. Exit velocity is there, but it's all about that level swing so far. You know, the last few games he's hit a lot of pop-ups, level with those line drives at this point.
Strike one here to Neto.
Halfway to the cycle.
He's got to get the triple and the home run.
He is Big Papa. He needs to hit that home run.
He does have a bunch of those this year, 20 home runs. So flies this one to left center, just missed it as Carter waits for it, and Neto is out for the first time today. 2 up, 2 down here in the fifth.
Well, he just missed that there, like you said. A little bit higher of a launch angle there.
Brings up Trout, who's hit on the hand earlier, although it was hit right on the padding that covers his left hand. So it seems like he avoided whatever potential scare that comes with that hit by pitch in that spot. That's why he's got that big padding there. He launches this one toward right center field. It moves Carter back, but Carter will have some room to make the catch right before the wall to end the inning.
It's 4 1/3. How he got his outs today. Take a look at our StatCast video powered by Google Cloud. 13 up, 7 on the cutter, 3 on the sweeper, 3 on the splitter. A lot of them, all of them, in that lower third of the strike zone, and some chases out of the zone also. Pretty solid effort though by Ryan Johnson today. Avoided that middle part of play for the most part. Other than that 0-2 home run to Jock Peterson, he was really good on the corners and down.
And he revamped his pitch mix with that sinker becoming much more of a secondary offering. Barely threw it tonight after it being one of his more utilized pitches throughout the season. Brandon Nimmo takes ball one. Is that something Johnson can carry over, or was this just kind of a one-time thing?
I think that's something just enough to show the sinker. Until he feels real good about challenging people with that, it's just a show pitch for me.
Nimmo inside, outs one to left. He has hammered left-handed pitching this season. Been the best in baseball left on left, and Brandon Nimmo leads off here in the 6th with a single, his second tonight.
Just right down the heart of the plate though. He's got a real solid approach at the plate. I've always been a believer that for a left-handed batter against a lefty, they're not going to get you out. They're not going to pitch inside a lot. So just look out over the plate. He's good at that.
Kurt Suzuki will bring the right-hander Murphy in.
Instead of a walk-up song, what walk-up animal would you bring to the mound with you?
Gorilla, no question. Silverback.
You know, a little distraction, I'm going to go a peacock.
So you have some backup out there?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Sam. I appreciate
gorillas.
it. 2 gorillas.
Peacock's something, you know, beautiful, like definitely different. I don't think anyone else on the team would pick that, and kind of throw the pitcher off a little bit. You know, it's something strategy based.
That would throw me off on the mound for sure.
Sam Bachman, no hesitation.
Oh, that was so good. By the way, Sam Bachman playing some catch. He's not that far about coming back. So what would you be? What animal would you bring out there?
I would bring one. No, we're not becoming animal.
No, just bring one out.
I got to bring one.
Yes.
Luke Murphy is facing Ezekiel Duran here. As we begin Murphy's night. I don't know. What animal would I bring? What is it for?
Well, instead of a walk-up song, you're out there.
For intimidation?
Yeah, whatever you want. You know, could be a distraction, like showing a wow.
Has this animal been tamed? Am I going to be up there? Could it turn around and eat me? Is my
question. That's all part of the experience, Clark.
1 ball, 1 strike on Duran. I don't know what I would bring out. How about I would bring maybe as a rhinoceros.
That's good.
I'd bring it's kind of slow, right? It wouldn't. I could run away from it. And
that would help you out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to bring anything that could eat me though.
No, I don't blame you.
That's most of the animals right there.
Let's see. I'm thinking about for me. I just go Cobra. Just go out there, just that quick attack. There's a Cobra right behind me as soon as that pitch is running.
What if it? What if it attacks you though?
Oh no, it won't. I have that kind of connection with the Cobra clutch.
Oh, you're like Jake the Snake.
Yes.
Taking the bite out of the Macho Man. Remember that one?
Yeah,
that was insane. What's Ken French going to say down there?
I'm so confused. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this question. I guess I'm going to go with the sloth. Because I'm trying to slow the game down, so why not, right?
What is that going to do for you? There's a base hit for Duran into right field as he bounced one through against Murphy. Now 2 on with nobody out. I guess what's any one of these going to do? Well, the Cobra, you had a plan for it. But you're going to coach it to do that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can do that.
I can. Did you ever see that? Be able to do that? Just be able to just have to relax, and all of a sudden there's just wham like that. The Cobra.
You're taking this way too seriously.
Oh, God. The Cobra.
I'm going to drink a rhinoceros.
Yeah, the rhinoceros could set some people
What could that
back.
do for me anyway?
Oh, everyone would be scared just in case it started roaring at you.
Charge at you.
Yes.
Evan Carter is at the plate here with first and second, nobody out. He shows bunt and looks at a strike. I don't know what a sloth would do for you though. That seems like doesn't seem like it's going to help your OPS or anything. A sloth?
Yeah. Well, why not? I'm going to lull the opponent to sleep. I think that's what I'm going to do. Plus, he's not going to go anywhere. I mean, he's not going to bite anyone like a Cobra. And how the heck do you get a rhino to home plate, by the way?
Well, he'll just come bouncing out.
This has gone off the rails.
And then I could ride him around the bases if I do something,
Go, yes. Yeah. I'm the man.
He could just run for me, essentially.
Well, my sloth will just hang on to me for dear life.
2 balls and a strike on Evan Carter. I think I'm feeling better about my. You could always bring the rally monkey with you.
Yes.
It worked in 2002.
Yes, it did.
2 balls and a strike on Carter. Nimmo and Duran on base here. It's 3-1 now. So Murphy's come in, allowed a base hit to the first batter he faced. Nimmo started the inning with a single off Saucedo, and frankly, Kurt Suzuki is relying now on pitchers that he's learning their names and he's learning what their skill level is and all that. These guys are all brand new to the major league team for the most part.
Barely got the corner on that one.
I asked him earlier and he said, well, you just kind of have to match up the way that you think it could work out, and it's an opportunity for these guys down in the bullpen to show what they can do as well.
It's just got to try to gain some trust.
There's a fly ball from Carter to left field. Siri waits for that. But if you're Luke Murphy or you're Blake Wyman or you're Ryan Watson, you've been toiling in the minor leagues for most of your career. This is a golden chance to show that you belong as a major league pitcher.
Big time. Facing a club that is right in that conversation for the AL West and the wild card race. That's a big out there by not only get the out but no advancement. There's pretty good speed though on the bases. Just vary that look at second base. See if you can get a ground ball, but Berger had an infielder.
He has struck out twice today. Lines this one toward left center. Series on the move for that. He rumbles over like a rhino to make the catch. 2 outs. Yeah, Rhino was my favorite.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though you struck him out in the All-Star game twice. Which is not right. Texas is in the 3rd wild card spot. The Tigers suddenly are making a move.
They are only 1 game under 500 now, the Tigers.
They won again tonight. They beat Cleveland, who's fallen back. Detroit's only 2.5 now out of 1st in the AL Central behind the White Sox.
It is amazing.
So maybe they should have hung on to Skubal and Mize after all. Can't win the whole thing without those guys, can you? Can maybe win that division.
Yes. When you think about what A.J. Hinch, when he has a chance to win, to put himself in a position in a playoff game, he'll utilize that bullpen to the max.
That he will. Pitching chaos, whatever they want to call it. The White Sox had a 4-0 lead against the Reds tonight and blew it. They lost the lead in the 8th inning and then lost the game in the 10th.
Kelnick back in the show.
Well, he's pinch hitting here for Austin Wynns. So Jared Kelnick in his return to the majors with yet another organization. Bats with runners on 1st and 2nd and 2 outs.
96. Luke Murphy.
He certainly has the fuzz, as you say, to be a major league pitcher. It's a big league fastball, to be sure, from Murphy. 1 ball, no strikes on the former 1st round pick Kelnick. Well, that was many teams ago. He bloops this one toward the left side, and he gets it by Neto into left center. Nimmo comes in. Duran goes to 3rd. That ball squeaks by as Kelnick gets an RBI. It's 3-2.
Thought he had a chance to keep that in the infield to prevent a run, but had some spin on it going the other way. It definitely was not hit hard, that's for sure, but the spin going away.
Neto unable to even knock that one down. The tying run, Duran moves to 3rd base. As Kelnick gets a pinch hit RBI, now Nicky Lopez will stand in.
You can see how frustrated Neto is. He felt he could have kept that in the infield.
Ground ball to 2nd base, should end the inning. Peraza has that. Texas ends up with a 2-out run. They make it closer. It's a 3-2 Angel lead. Angels baseball on ABTV, brought to you by Big Noise Lager. Ice cold, crushable like the Fuse, Kaboom. And by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love. Elias Diaz is the new catcher after Kelnick hit for Wynns and delivered an RBI single. Diaz goes in behind the plate.
Got to get the offense rolling again. It's been a while. Big 3rd inning when he scored 3, nothing since. He's the base runners.
Angels still have the lead. Shotwell drove in one of those runs with a sac fly, lines it toward left center. That's headed for the gap. Base hit, cut off by Langford. Shotwell will hold it first as Langford gets it in quickly. A leadoff single.
You have 2 outstanding defenders out in the outfield with Langford and Carter. Cut off a lot of ground. Nimmo too, pretty solid. That's a good swing though for Shotwell. That's 101.6 off the bat. Sac fly last at bat, base hit there.
A sharp line drive in the gap. You'll take that every time from Nolan Shotwell. Has not been retired yet in this game. The walk, the sac fly, and the base hit. Here is Vaughn Grissom, who ripped a double. And now it's a bouncer to 3rd. Wide of the bag. It's Duran to 2nd. Lopez had to reach, but still able to turn it for the double play. So Grissom, who crushed the ball his last time, was his hardest hit ball of the season when he doubled in the 3rd inning to drive in a run. It's into a double play for the 2nd time tonight.
And the 2nd time on that changeup too. He rocketed a double, I mean, on that fastball, but the changeup he tried to pull was outer part of the plate.
Said it in the moment that it was about as hard as Grissom's hit a ball all season, which was true, and also the hardest hit ball of his career at the major league level so far. That double he had earlier. Angels have not added to their lead since then. The lead has since narrowed, and it's 3-2. with 2 out and nobody on. Peraza's 0 for 2 today. Yeah, Peraza showed some things offensively early in the year, and then he hit a wall and he has not been able to get back over.
It looks like he hasn't covered a ball like he can do in a while.
On base percentage has dropped hugely for Peraza at .276 for the season now.
You got to think the other way on that changeup. Unless he made some mistake inside on you, he's been away with it. It's been effective. Try to pull that, it's going to roll over ground ball to third or short.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Slaps it, but right at Berger. That's exactly what you were just talking about. He did it, but he hit it right at the first baseman to end the inning. The Angels are teaming up with the world of anime for Anime Night at Angel Stadium. That's Monday, August 24th. Purchase the special Anime Night ticket package and get an exclusive Naruto Angels jersey. Angels.com/Naruto.
Rudo.
Get your ticket package and channel your inner chakra right here at the Big A. I didn't know I had that.
Yeah, I think you do.
I have inner chakra?
Yes.
That's news to me.
Especially when you have the Rhino running around with you.
2 balls and no strikes on Jock Peterson.
That's exactly why there was no pinch hitting for Jock Peterson last time up, because this is a spot. He did work a walk.
Later in the game, if he ends up matched up with Natera, we might see it then, but there's still too much time as Peterson gets an at bat now against a righty and looked for the big home run right there.
Good run on that four-seamer. 95. Fermin getting warmed up now in the bullpen for the Halos.
Of our Hyundai 7th inning stretch. There's Jose Fermin getting ready. I'm not sure we're going to see Ben Joyce today. Worked a scoreless inning yesterday. Angels trying to hold them off back-to-back days.
Did like that slider he threw yesterday, first time.
The point is here's another close game developing, and one of the best arms in that bullpen likely will not be part of it. So the Angels will have to find their way to the finish line tonight with some guys they haven't really counted on throughout the year, as Murphy didn't have a great follow through there, and he walks Peterson again. That's 3 walks now for Jock Peterson after the leadoff homer to start the game. This was Joyce last night, his first game at the Big A this year. He was electric.
Yeah, 103. But I like this slider he threw. That splinker, also solid.
I think his inner chakra was
yes.
rocking last night. I'm not expecting to see him here today.
Staring you down.
Bouncer in the hole. Neto goes to get it. Throw to second base. Gets the out there. Good job by Neto to get the lead runner.
And that's a smart play. You're not going to get a double play turn, so you're just going to make sure you make that one play on that force out at second.
Langford hits into the fielder's choice. 1 out. Rangers have their bullpen up. As Robbie Alstrom, who we saw last night, is getting ready. Texas used 5 relievers yesterday. The Angels used 6. So both bullpens were busy in a 10-inning game. And it's a close game again tonight. The Angels trying to hold this lead. 2 pitchers down there in that bullpen. Peyton Gray, who ended up being the winning pitcher last night, is up with Alstrom. Swing and a foul by Seager. It's 0-2.
That's a good cutter. First pitch fastball upstairs, followed by a hard cutter.
Rangers believe they can make a run in the AL West. Part of that just because nobody's taken hold of the division. Houston's in first place and losing in San Francisco tonight. And there's Seager with a fly ball right center. Meckler a good jump. He's there. He's got it.
Like this, I mean, he's ready for the ball to be hit his way, and he had a great jump on that one. That ball was hit pretty hard.
The Astros with just 61 wins, a half game up on the Rangers. Seattle lost again tonight to the Yankees, so they're 8 under, although still technically alive in the AL West. Kurt Suzuki goes back to his bullpen. A lot of mixing and matching tonight in a one-run game. New pitcher Jose Fermin trying to push this one-run lead. Fermin will face Brandon Nimmo here. Nimmo with 2 hits, including a run scored in the 6th. Luke Murphy ended up recording 5 outs, goes an inning and 2/3. And a couple of hits, but so far no runs, although the man at first, his responsibility. It's Langford. Would steal a base every now and then too. Nimmo crushes one foul.
That slider you'll see a lot from me.
Langford is 8 for 9 in stolen base tries, so you have to keep an eye on him as the tying run.
I think especially as depending on the count. Nimmo falls behind with 2 strikes. You might see him on the move.
Throw over, no balls, 1 strike the count here on Nimmo. Nimmo's had a nice season coming over from the Mets, traded for Marcus Semien in the offseason. It's another rocket foul.
Another slider on the inner half of the plate.
Nimmo signed a pretty large contract with New York after the 2022 season. 8 years, $162 million. So Rangers now on the hook for that through 2030. He's been productive. He's been maybe their most consistent offensive player this year. Swing and a miss here though. Strike 3.
That was a much better slider there. That was nasty for me.
Angels hold the lead. Fermin goes to the back foot to punch out Nimmo. It stays 3-2. Our Hyundai 7th inning stretch takes us to Detroit, Michigan. Kevin McGonigal, the impressive rookie for the Tigers, a 2-run double. Detroit held on in the end. Kenley Jansen saved it. Joe Adell hit his first home run with the Guardians in that game, but the Tigers win 6-4. They gain ground on the White Sox in the Central tonight. Junior Caminero, another home run, number 35 on the year. The Rays keep on winning. They're pounding the A's in West Sacramento tonight. Alongside Mark Ubiza, I'm Wayne Randazzo. The Angels got some timely hits early, and their pitchers, despite the fact that these guys are all sort of new to the bullpen with new pitching coaches at that, have held the lead.
Yeah, they've done a nice job so far, put in this tough situation trying to protect a 1 or 2 run lead there. Ryan Johnson was really good at the start of the game, 4 1/3, but you know, just need some clutch hits. Add on right here. Cobra.
That Cobra is scary. It's a 3-2 lead here as our Hyundai 7th inning stretch rolls on at the Big A. ABTV presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, although ESPN will have tomorrow's game. On ABTV Thursday night, the Royals this weekend, then Texas next week, Houston for 3, Arlington for 3, that first one on Apple TV next Friday. Angels and Pirates will be on Apple TV in September as well.
The Berg.
How about it? Moises Ballesteros fouling one back. Esteros bats here in the bottom of the 7th, robbed of a base hit his last time. He's been hitting the ball sharply without much to show for it so far as an Angel. He gets this ball towards center pretty well, but not well enough. Carter with the catch, 1 out. It'll be Jose Siri after some time with Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly-style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Now the Angels knocked Cody Bradford around in the 3rd inning. 3 runs, 3 hits. Since then, Bradford's only allowed 1 base run.
70 pitches here into the 7th inning.
Yeah, he is kind of under the radar. Breezed through the middle innings here.
A lot of quick outs against him.
Here's Siri with a quick out right into the glove of Seager, although it was hit 111 miles an hour off the bat. So 2 up, 2 down very quickly still for Bradford. 71 pitches in 6 2/3. It's Wade Meckler with our Kia player profile. And 344 over the last 5 weeks. That's 5th best in the American League. Stephen Kwan finally got it going for Cleveland. He was really struggling in the first couple of months of the year.
Well, Cleveland is really struggling, period, right now.
Yeah, they're having a hard time. The bullpen hasn't been as good. They're not scoring enough runs, and they lost today. They're 4th now in the AL Central. Well, not out of it, because again, in these 2 divisions, the West and Central, you can be under 500 and still be very much alive.
The most pitches he's thrown in any inning is 19. He's at a 9 and a 6 pitch inning.
This will be his 4th straight inning with 10 pitches or fewer. If he gets a quick out on Meckler. 2 balls and a strike. I mean, it's 31 pitches in the last 3 2/3.
That was an efficient 1 inning for me.
That was Johnson's first inning.
Yeah.
Well, here's it is, a potential for a quick out. Berger makes the play and steps on the bag. 4 straight innings with 10 pitches or less for Bradford. Friday, August 28th, Zach Neto bobblehead night. You can cheer on the Halos against the Philadelphia Phillies. One of the first 25,000 fans to get a Zach Neto bobblehead seated next to his locker, courtesy of Circle K. Angels.com/promotions. 3-2 lead, 8th inning. Ezekiel Duran leads it off. He had a base hit his first time. He shows bunt, takes ball 1. The Rangers with 6 hits tonight. They had 8 yesterday. All singles except for the leadoff homer tonight by Jock Peterson. 1 ball, no strikes on Duran. And now 2-0. Carter and Berger follow here in the top of the 8th. It seemed the Angels' plan would be to get Fermin through this inning and then have Natera for the 9th inning. First things first, with a 1-run lead in the 8th, got to survive this one.
Good little sinker 94 to get back in the count. He loves to throw his slider, so probably see that the next pitch here. Sammy been really good.
Outstanding. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Duran. Playing 3rd base tonight. Josh Young will remain on the IL at least until the end of the month, sounds like, because he has a calf injury. Texas put Nathan Eovaldi on the IL this week with an elbow injury. Swing and a miss. Fermin with another strikeout.
Yeah, nice bounce back after being behind 2-0. Do a couple fastballs, then his slider. It's amazing how different his slider breaks. Sometimes it'll go down and away. This goes straight down like it's a splitter. It really comes down to the arm angle and where that baseball is delivered out of his wrist and hand.
He struck out the first 2 batters he has faced now. 1 out in the 8th. Here is Carter. It's a strike.
Thought about that one too. See by shaking his head, he probably would end up losing that one.
Rangers bench only a couple of righties. Cam Cauley and Foscue. Imagine they're saving Foscue for Natera in the 9th inning when Peterson's spot comes up. Chase Silseth has gotten up in the Texas bullpen. The way Bradford is gone, why mess with it?
Yeah, he's been so efficient too.
4 straight extremely quick innings. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Mean. Punches out 3 in a row.
And that's that slider that just goes straight down like a splitter. And every time I think about that slider going like that, I went back to, I talked about him earlier. Kevin Apier's slider was like that. So many right-handed batters from, around baseball, I go, wow, he throws me a splitter. I see he's never thrown a splitter to a right-handed batter, but it drops like a splitter, but it was always a slider.
Berger with a fly ball to right. That's in play for Meckler. And Jose Fermin, a quick 1-2 3/8 on 9 pitches. He holds the 1-run lead. Angels baseball on ABTV, brought to you by StubHub, a proud partner of Angels baseball. Everybody having a good time here at the ballpark tonight. Halos trying to bounce their way to a 3-2 win. Well, this bullpen with Taylor Saucedo, Luke Murphy, Jose Fermin. Here's one of the guys that used to be in the bullpen.
Yes.
Chase Silseth is the first man out of the bullpen for Skip Schumacher tonight.
That's his 53rd game already this season for Silseth.
It's already his 6th with Texas.
It's unreal.
The Angels just traded him. Been about 2 weeks, maybe a little less than 2 weeks now. As Heineman fouls one off. I guess the only reason to take Bradford out of the game here was because it's only his 2nd game back after missing all that time with elbow problems.
Yeah, the up and downs, but still, he was incredibly efficient.
75 pitches in 7 innings from Cody Bradford in this game. Here's another bunt from Heineman. Silseth fell down. Durant takes care of it, though, with the bare hand.
Well, that was a real good play again by Durant. He's made a lot of good plays already in this series. Silseth tried to spin around and went right down on the mound.
And Durant, who plays about a zillion different positions, made that look easy at 3rd.
Yeah, if he just got it down a little bit further down the 3rd baseline, it would have been a little more difficult. He was way off the bag.
One out here is Neto. Swings through that pitch upstairs from Silseth, his longtime former teammate. Silseth had been around at the major league level for a while. He got up to the big leagues so quickly. After being drafted in 2021, he had a fairly long tenure with the Halos.
Ooh, pitch to hit there, though. Neto likes fastballs upstairs.
Angels have only had 1 hit since their 3-run 3rd inning. Finally broke through offensively, and it's been non-existent ever since. Still a lead, though.
Once in a while, Silseth will leave that splitter up in the strike zone. What Neto's hoping for. Already had a nice game offensively already.
Swing and a miss. He was all tied up. Silseth gets the punch out. 2 up, 2 down, as Trout will stand in next after a drive with Kia. Trout with a little nod out to his longtime teammate, Chase Silseth. Last 5 innings now for the Angels offensively have been just breezed through, between Bradford's efficiency and Silseth needing just 6 pitches for the first 2 outs. Cody Bradford went 7, only had 1 strikeout in the game. Now Silseth has 1 as well, so only 2 punch outs tonight as the count goes to 0-2 on Trout. Angels facing the possibility of a 16th straight game. Scoring 4 runs or fewer would be their longest streak since 1992. That was a team that had very little punch whatsoever. Gary Gaetti led the 1992 Angels with 12 home runs that year.
G-Man.
12 was the team high. They had 88 home runs as a team that season.
88? Wow.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Trout. Langston won 13 that year, though, still.
Still with some serious dealing.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Another quick inning. 1, 2, 3 as we go to the 9th. Angels put up 3 in the 3rd inning, and that's made the difference so far here tonight.
And the speed, that infield hit from Meckler. And showing that speed on that rocket. Double. Base hit there would be able to score. Meckler. Stolen bases. Sac fly. Getting the job done. The wheels. And then Bob Grissom with a rocket double.
Angels with only 1 base runner after the 3rd inning, as the 2 Texas pitchers, Cody Bradford, who went 7, and Chase Silseth, who pitched the 8th, combining for just 86 pitches tonight, would be by far the fewest the Angels have seen in a game this year. They'd like to keep it that way because that means they'll win. As Elias Diaz leads off here in the 9th inning, fouls off the first pitch. Angels have not won a game in which they have seen fewer than 90 pitches at the plate since 2003. They beat the Royals in the 2nd game of a doubleheader, which might explain some of that. The Angels holding a 3-2 lead. Sammy Natera trying to save it as he's ahead of Diaz, 1-2.
He was trying to do some damage on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. We'll back to our Hyundai key for the game today. Tuesday's gone. So far, the Halos with the lead, and looking for Sammy Natera Jr. to do the job and send it. Rangers gone home early.
Natera has struck out roughly 40% of the batters he has faced this year. And there's one more. He strikes out Diaz.
High piece, he gone. Got to tie it all together. You know that.
So now 41 strikeouts for Natera in 26 in the 3rd innings. Will be a pinch hitter here for Nicky Lopez as Cam Cauley, a right-hander, comes off the bench. Almost certainly we'll see Justin Foscue in place of Jock Peterson after this. Foscue is in the on-deck circle. Here's Cauley for Lopez. Cauley has not hit much yet at the major league level, a rookie, as he takes ball 1 from Natera. Angels trying to pull out a 1-run win. That's been Texas's forte this year. This will be the 15th 1-run win for the Angels. Rangers have 21. 2 balls, no strikes on Cauley. It's a strike.
That's pretty close, too.
Surprised they didn't challenge that.
I would have done that.
I mean, the Rangers have 2 challenges. You got to use one there. Two balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow's game will be on ESPN at 7 o'clock. Cal Quantrill is starting for Texas in place of Nathan Eovaldi. George Clausen on the mound for the Halos tomorrow. We'll see Walbert Urania Thursday night at 7 back here on ABTV. Rangers have not announced a starter yet, although it would be DeGrom's turn. That's in there, strike 3.
That paint, I'll tell you what, not challenging in that 2-0 pitch. Huge.
2 outs, 2 more punch outs for Natera.
96 unhittable spot.
You know, Walbert Urania has been the revelation of the rotation this year, but Sammy Natera has been the man in the bullpen that has seemingly come out of nowhere and has been an incredibly good arm for the Halos. Needs 1 more out for his 3rd major league save. Here is Justin Foscue. Strike 1.
Perfect spot again. Outside corner at the knees.
Line toward left. Jose Siri's there. Saying goodnight to the Rangers. The Angels with a very well-pitched game. Score 3 in the 3rd and hold on the rest of the way for a 3-2 win over their division rival.
What a job by the staff in general. Started with Ryan Johnson. Natera Jr. picking up the save. Tyler Heineman deserves a lot of that credit behind the plate tonight for the Halos. After all the news of this afternoon, the Halos with the victory here today. Zach Neto, big game, a single double. Shauna Wow had a sac fly and a base hit. Vaughn Grissom.
Well, that news that you mentioned revolved around new pitching coaches and the dismissal of Mike Maddox, Darryl Scott, and Dom Cheedy under the new pitch